My name is Andrew Goldstein. I am a striking worker at the Pittsburgh Post Gazette. I am the Post Gazette Unit Chair of the Newspaper Guild of Pittsburgh.
And how did the strike start, and why have you been out so long? It's been since October?
Sure. So the strike started in October when the Pittsburgh Post Gazette, the company, decided not to pay a $19 per week increase in the health care for our sister unions at the Post Gazette, which included 2 CWA locals and 2 Teamster locals, and effectively took their health care away entirely. So they went out on strike in early October. The Guild, about 2 weeks later, took a vote on our own unfair labor practice charges. We have dozens of them, and walked out on a ULP strike, ourselves joining the 4 other unions at the Post Gazette on October 18th. We've been out so long because we have an employer who just seems to be extremely hard-headed, has no care for the community, has no care for journalism. They have proven that they are willing to break the law over and over and over again until someone or something makes them stop doing that. That's, of course, our job as strikers. We're working on it very hard. We're pushing. It's been a difficult fight, but we're not giving up.
And the pressure on workers. I mean, I know a lot of workers were afraid to go on strike. Workers do go on strike. They lose their homes. They lose everything, a lot of them. Is that a fear for a lot of workers?
Oh, of course people are scared, especially in today's economy. You know, newspaper strikes in general are pretty rare these days. We've had people make tremendous sacrifices. We've had people who have had to take their kids out of preschool. We've had people who have had to take part-time jobs just to keep themselves and their families afloat. It's been a real challenge, but the people that we have on our picket lines are some of the best, most conscientious people that I know. They have deep commitment to what we're doing. They have integrity that any journalist in this country or anywhere should have. And so we feel, like ethically, morally, we're in the right and we're going to win.
And it's supposed to be illegal to discriminate against union members. It's supposed to be illegal to conspire to bust unions, to violate the laws. Why are they able to get away with this?
Well, the hope is that they're not going to get away with it in the end. But they've been getting away with it because they've been able to abuse the systems that we have in this country. We have, labor laws that, you're right, you're not supposed to be able to do the sort of union busting that the Post Gazette has been doing now, not just during the strike, but really for years before that. And basically what they're doing is trying to play the long game, trying to decrease the staff, trying to, and especially during the strike, play out the clock so that people suffer so much that eventually they just have to either quit or, we haven't had many people cross the picket line, thankfully, so they're playing this long game, which is just prolonging the suffering. But again, we're very committed, and we still believe, regardless of their, garbage tactics, that we're going to win in the end.
And union locals around the country have been supporting you. Nurses, people are adopting a striker. I mean, it seems like you can get the support. Enough working people in the United States are aware of your strike, they can support it.
We've had tremendous support from unions. In Pittsburgh, of course, we've had great support from the steelworkers. I got to shout out the Starbucks workers. They've been fantastic. They're on our picket lines every week. And of course, from our local CLC and unions from around the country. We've had tremendous support in donations, in solidarity. We've had people buy us lunch. We've gone and had different speaking engagements, which we want to continue to do. We're happy to go to anywhere to speak to groups about what we're going through and to try to help you avoid a situation like this as best we can. The solidarity between the unions and activist groups in this country is wonderful, and I just hope it keeps growing.
And also, you've set up a strike newspaper, and people can subscribe to that.
Yes, we call it the Pittsburgh Union Progress, or the PUP for short. And it's free to subscribe. Just go to unionprogress.com/subscribe. You'll get, we're still doing our own reporting. So, for example, I report on education at the Post Gazette, K through 12 education. So I might write a story about like the Pittsburgh Public Schools. We might have local transportation coverage or courts coverage. But we also have strike updates. So if you're not in Pittsburgh, you don't necessarily care about local Pittsburgh news, but you want to know more about the strike, we do have fairly regular strike updates straight from the picket line. So please check that out.
And privatization, union busting in the schools, charter schools. It seems like there's an effort to really destroy unionized workers in this country.
Absolutely. I think that, I'm very young, so I don't know as much of the history. But what I do know is that what I've seen in this country just in the past 9 months while we've been on strike, and really in the past few years, is that while there is absolutely an effort to destroy the power that workers have, there are people, like us in Pittsburgh, quite frankly, and many other people in the Newspaper Guild International, CWA, and other unions who are ready to fight back, and we're gonna fight. Sometimes you just have to fight.